Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come in and sit on down because today we're talking about America's favorite holiday, Black Friday. All of the beautiful, beautiful holiday charms are in the air, right? Friends, food, family, and more importantly, buying as much shit as we possibly can to fill the insatiable void in our lives. But today we're going to be talking about America's favorite holiday, Black Friday, aka one of the darkest times of year for any local Walmart or Best Buy employee. I don't know how much true that is anymore, but let me tell you, today we're going to be talking about how horrible it used to be. Black Friday, I always thought it meant because it was so dark. Because the days were so extreme that it was filled with so much despair, anger, and violence. That's why I thought they called it Black Friday. I had no idea. Nowadays, it's very sanitized, it's very organized, and usually I think just because online shopping is so popular now, that people really don't need to go out and have these Black Friday sales, especially when you have Cyber Monday deals. Woo! But back in the day, there was the FOMO aspect of Black Friday. It was all about going out and getting what you want now, not later. I don't want to have to order something from the mystery box on my fucking desk, dude. I want to get it now. But Black Friday is fascinating because it's one of the few times a year where you can see human beings revert to their most animalistic caveman instincts, but instead of fighting over food and water, they're ripping each other's faces off for discounted TVs and Stanley Cups.
There was a recent video, I think, of women brawling for a discounted Stanley Cup.
They were doing it then, and it's especially now with the Black Friday season coming. You better believe people's paws are going to be coming out. Their claws are out, and they're willing to scratch.
I predict there will be one Stanley Cup death.
I think there will be more than one Stanley Cup death. I think there's going to be a lot of Stanley Cup deaths if they can keep their cool. We've seen the videos of hordes of people rushing the doors or two people fighting over the last flat screen TV, and people get hurt fighting for garbage. Over 100 people have been injured during Black Friday sales, and 17 deaths have been reported since 2 people have been injured during Black Friday sales, and 17 deaths have been reported since 2006. 17 people have died since 2006. My God. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's over shopping. People die over shopping, not illness from stampedes and violence. You'd think major retailers would stop participating in this chaotic holiday by now. But then again, they've been missing out on the most profitable day of the year in America, possibly the world. So let's take a look at the chaotic world of Black Friday. But before we get into it, we have to understand, where did Black Friday come from? Before we can really digest this horrid holiday, we have to find out where this horrid holiday even came from. The term Black Friday originated in Philadelphia during the 50s and was related to the annual Army-Navy football game that would take place the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So on the Friday night before the big game, hordes of shoppers and tourists would flood the city in anticipation for the big event. And this would cause all hell on earth to break loose. We're talking about chaotic traffic, shoplifting, vandalism, and just overall mayhem in the city. Because of this, the Philadelphia police referred to this day as Black Friday to describe the absolute hell the city of Philly spiraled into. So my childlike instinct was correct earlier. Funny how it all comes back. Some merchants wanted to call it Big Friday because of the negative connotation of Black Friday, but unfortunately for them, it didn't stick, and hell still always broke loose. It wasn't until 1980s when the phrase Black Friday became to focus more around retailers, and it was reinvented to refer to companies that were in the red after making large profit for the holiday, thus being in the black. Now, the holiday evolved into a massive shopping day with annual profits up to billions of dollars worldwide. Stores would release incredible discounts that would send people into a frenzy to the point where people would camp outside of major retailers for multiple days to take advantage of it, which I did. I've done it many times. I didn't, not necessarily camp. I think the longest I waited outside, and this is up to say, the longest I waited outside I think was for 9 hours outside of a Best Buy. Freezing cold for like a Vizio 32-inch TV. At that time, I was like, oh my God, this is the biggest TV ever. You know what I mean? In my room, oh my God, I gotta play my Xbox on this or whatever.
I think for me it was when the PS4 or 3 came out. I wanted to wait outside.
But you didn't?
My parents wouldn't let me.
Bastards. Some people are even willing to wait weeks outside, setting up elaborate tents with multiple rooms with televisions and even air conditioners. I've never seen that. If you're doing that, that's f***ing cheating. That's stupid. As silly as this all may seem, we all know that there is a much darker side to this holiday. In a desperate attempt to beat the crowds for a bargain, countless individuals have suffered serious injuries or even lost their lives in order to save some money. These injuries are the result of stampedes, pepper sprays, shootings, car accidents, fist fighting, stabbings, robberies, and even the store merchandise themselves have hurt people.
Do not push me! It's a TV, for God's sake!
Stanley Cups this year, I'm telling you, you're a little girl, better watch out because bitches will be throwing some cups. Which over 70% of these incidents are from Walmart, followed by Kohl's, JCPenney, and Toys R Us before the bankruptcy, of course. But it's funny how Walmart is 70% of these horrifying natural occurrences, and then followed by it is Kohl's. People get all excited about Kohl's cash, dude, buying jeans. Need to buy jeans, fist fight over jeans at Kohl's with my Kohl's cash.
That's the strat. You wait all year, save your Kohl's cash, then buy on Black Friday.
Oh, absolutely. Because you know what? You're going to look good at school? Absolutely not. This isn't an uncommon occurrence either. It's rare that a year goes by without a horrific story coming out. Even in recent years, we still get insane Black Friday fight videos uploaded to YouTube. Like this one from 2022. Not going to show all of it because I'm pretty sure that's going to get us age-gated. But let's get into the actual meat and bones of the Black Friday injuries and deaths. Rah! In 2005, 10 people were injured at the Del Amo Fashion Center in Torrance, California. As part of a holiday sales promotion, someone decided it was a good idea to stuff 500 balloons with gift cards that would be dropped onto the shoppers. They're going to love this. What they did not expect was the 2,000 people that showed up, turning the event into absolute mayhem. In the process, 9 people were wounded and 1 elderly lady was sent to the hospital. 15-year-old Gina Silva reported that one of the balloons only had a $25 gift card to a sushi restaurant, which did not seem worth the risk. People were brawling. You know what it kind of reminds me a bit of is in that scene of Jingle All the Way when all the bouncing balls. Whoever thinks it's a good idea to just like, whoever gets a balloon gets to have a discount. It's going to be violent chaos, is it not?
In Fresno, they're having like the world's like largest water fight. They're trying to break the record, but they had to call it off because I think some people started throwing rocks.
Oh. All right, we have to reiterate once again, guys. No rocks, only water balloons and water guns. Thank you. Don't throw the water gun. Shoot water. Thank you. Or in 2008, 34-year-old Jimte Demore from Long Island was trampled to death. Jimte was an overnight stock clerk at Walmart that was preparing for the Black Friday crowd. Before the store had opened, the police were already pushing back fierce crowds that had broken through the metal barricades set outside. Because Demore was 6'5" with a large build, he was requested along with other larger employees to essentially act as a barricade for the thousands of shoppers when they opened the door. They were basically like, who's the biggest people we have employed at the store? The guy's like, I guess I am. Okay, you're going to be our literal first line of defense for the thousands of people trying to buy socks and King of Queens season box sets. Can you help us out? I guess I have to. Not only was this not in any way part of his job description, even the police officers before him gave up because of how intense the crowd was. Police officers themselves were like, this is not worth it to me. I have turned my back on justice. This is not what I should be doing. Demore agreed to help out, only to be trampled to death as soon as the doors opened by a horde of shoppers. The cause of death was asphyxiation. One of the other people injured happened to be a pregnant woman that Demore was trying to help before he was taken to the ground. Which, you know, pregnant women in general should not be attending these riots known as Black Friday events, okay? I mean, that should be, a doctor should tell them. No smoking, no alcohol, and no shopping spree riots, please, thank you. There was another case in 2006 where a pregnant woman falling down at Walmart right as the doors open, which there's a video of that. If you want to be horrified, there you go. A $2 million settlement was offered to Nassau County during a reckless endangerment charge against Walmart. $400,000 went to Demore's family and other people affected by the events of that night. Money! 2008 was a hell of a year for Black Friday. Another case in 2008 led to 2 people shot and killed inside of a Toys R Us.
Don't worry, that's not children.
Oh, good. In Palm Desert, California, a young woman was shopping for coloring books with her 2 boys when she overheard a heated argument happening nearby. Just an aisle over, 2 women were attacking each other, and after trading punches, their boyfriends intervened. Can you imagine seeing the like Toys R Us draft, like, oh, maybe not for the kids, please, like, could you back up? Eventually, one of the men pulled out a gun and began shooting at the other. This resulted in the other man pulling out his own gun in retaliation, ensuing a shootout between the 2 men. Let me reiterate, inside of the goddamn Toys R Us.
Police say the deadly shooting involved 2 men who got into an argument, then a fight with each other inside the store. Dozens of shoppers watched in horror as they ran for the exits.
Packed. It was packed.
Oh, it's definitely a packed Toys R Us. A fully packed Toys R Us. How f***ing stupid can people be, dude? Honestly.
They're fighting over pussy.
Is it pussy? Is it pussy or toys? Or is it pussy and toys?
No, it's just pussy.
Wait, they said it was just pussy?
They say, like, we don't know what they were fighting over. Definitely wasn't over toys.
Yeah, they're fighting over pussy. Definitely. Maybe pussy pussy and money. Pam. Fighting over Pam. Chaos ensued as children began screaming and crying, begging for their lives. Okay, dude. It was noted that one 4-year-old grabbed her mother's leg and said, quote, "I don't want to die." Did we need to include that, Nick?
That was in the article.
Oh. In the exchange, both men were shot and killed. Both of them died? Oh my god. It was not clear what incited the conflict, as it apparently wasn't over a toy or product in the store. I bet it was something petty. You ever see a guy get like super upset when you like bump his cart or something? I bet it was something stupid like that.
It started with the women though. The two women were fighting.
Don't get me wrong, women were definitely the cause of this problem. We can at least agree with that. Women started and the men intervened, like f***ing animals. There are speculations that it was gang related, as it's unclear why both men would bring a gun to a kid's store. Well, people do a lot of weird shit. I don't think that means they're gang members, dude. Or we can talk about in 2010, a Marine was stabbed by a Black Friday shoplifter in Augusta, Georgia. Security cameras at a local Best Buy spotted a man attempting to cut a laptop out of its box and stuff it into his pants. Not a bad strategy. You gotta get that Toshiba laptop out of Best Buy somehow. After being confronted by the store security, he became irate and ran out the front door while pulling out a knife. Outside, there was a group of Marines and volunteers collecting Toys for Tots donations. Upon seeing the shoplifter, the Marine clotheslined him. Unfortunately, the shoplifter began swinging his knife wildly, stabbing 24-year-old Philip Duggan in the back. He was quickly tackled by the others and was held until police arrived. He was charged with armed robbery, aggravated assault, and possession of a knife and the commission of a crime. If you did something like that and you're running out and you saw the Marines outside collecting Toys for Tots, you have to run by and be like, "I'm sorry, I need to play World of Warcraft with my friends." Also, too, if you're humiliated enough, why would you not just go down? Why do you have to go out swinging with a knife? What does that do?
Desperation, man. You want that laptop, you'll do anything for it.
Yeah, I wonder how much do you think the laptop was?
$900.
You think it was like that much? I was gonna say, I bet it was a $300 laptop.
Google Chrome laptop.
Yeah, it was a Chrome pad or whatever. Or in 2010, Akasha Adonis was brutally assaulted at a Kohl's in Jackson, Tennessee. Kohl's cash, better watch out. You can't buy pussy or weed with Kohl's cash, dude. Akasha entered a Kohl's alongside her mother as they were opening the doors for Black Friday. Another woman attempted to ram through them to get inside faster. As Akasha attempted to protect her mother, the woman began to scream in her face. At this exact moment, a random man began attacking Akasha, another woman completely separate from the confrontation. Not only was Akasha struck and had parts of her hair ripped off, but the man shoved his hand into her mouth and tore 3 of her teeth out of their sockets, breaking her jaw, and she was pushed to the ground. Do you know how hard you would have to pull down on someone's face to do? Like, imagine actually like trying to rip a tooth out of your mouth.
She also got charged by 3 people.
This is Kohl's. What are you gonna get? What the hell are you gonna get in Kohl's that's worth that much?
Jeans.
Okay, I did forget about the Kohl's jeans. Okay, never mind. No, that's true. It was reported that the assailant simply stood up after the attack and began shopping at Kohl's like nothing had happened. And the staff did nothing to help the poor woman. What is wrong with this world? My God! The police were eventually called, but according to Akasha, there was a sharp change in tone when the officer realized that she was a transgendered woman. And he was dismissive to the witness and ultimately reported that the assailant defended himself and that she was put in her place. Oh my God. Even though the man was still in the store, there was no effort to review surveillance footage. In the end, Akasha spent $6,000 on medical bills, including surgery for her teeth and jaw. The damaged teeth couldn't be saved. No, we need to make a positive video at some point on this channel. I don't know if I can keep reading all of the atrocities that are going on. It is becoming mentally taxing. That is one of the saddest things I've ever read in my life, dude. My God. Or in 2011, 20 people were pepper sprayed by a crazy woman in LA.
A woman in a black hoodie decided to wave out and spray at the same time some pepper spray.
All right, now we're kind of getting back into the mojo that I like to see here. At Walmart, a woman entered the store in hopes of buying a discounted Xbox 360. Not a bad pickup in 2011.
You gotta buy your son a Christmas gift.
A little late for the Xbox, though, I think, right? When did the Xbox drop? 2009? Discounted in. They're already discounted. Been a minute. Couple years, right? She had bought pepper spray for this event in order to beat the rival shoppers getting in her way. Did she say that?
Yeah.
She visited several aisles of the stores, spraying crowds of people. Some were hit directly, others were affected by the substance lingering in the air. Among the 20 people caught in the crossfire, some were young children, and amongst the panic, some people were trampled by the surrounding crowds. The woman was able to pay for her gaming console and exit the store scot-free, and the police officers noted that there was so much mayhem in the store that they could not identify her.
After she pepper sprayed even children inside the store trying to get to this Xbox 360 that they didn't know who did what, and she was able to get to the register. She was able to check out and get the Xbox 360 at half price. It's what she really wanted.
Wait. Did they even catch her? Oh my God. So this is all just surveillance footage of this going on. What a strategy. Honestly, she just walks in, she's just like, it's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Boop. Okay, cool. See ya. It's like 2008 and 2011. That's the hot years, the most violent years of Black Friday. In another 2011 incident, a man from West Virginia was trampled to death at a Target. Walter Vance was a 61-year-old man that was shopping for Christmas decorations before collapsing due to a prior heart condition. According to witnesses, shoppers completely ignored the man as they walked over his body to look for discounted items. Not gonna lie, might have done the same thing. I don't know. Well, who knows, dude? When you're in the shopping fever, you know, you become a little disillusioned with what's going on around you. Am I wrong? That means the person who also was talking about this, the witness, also proceeded to ignore the man on the ground and just be like, that's horrible. Oh my God, the deal. Look at the deal here. It was reported that 6 nurses eventually came to his aid, but it was too late. Walter had later died in the hospital. Oh God, Nick. Oh God. Once again in 2011, a 15-year-old girl was trampled close to death at a Walmart supercenter. Alicia Stone attended the store on Black Friday in an attempt to buy a discounted copy of Dance Central 2. The $60 game was being sold for $15, and there were only 8 copies available. Imagine being trampled almost to death. You almost die for Dance Central 2. I mean, $45 discount though. That's a pretty good discount, dude. How do you only have 8 copies in your store? That's At one point, a crowd formed around her with the hopes of buying the same game. Some people were threatening physical violence towards other shoppers in the group. As an employee uncovered a shelf full of discounted games, around 50 people lunged forward. Alicia became caught between the rack and the crowd. And Alicia told reporters, quote, "I was trying to catch my breath, but I couldn't get out. There were people on top of me." My claustrophobic ass I would go insane, dude. She recalled being kicked and having her ribs stepped on as people tried to pull a copy of the game out of her hands. Dance Central 2! That's all it is! Oh, God. Elisha said, quote, "I just started praying. Please get me out of this." It's like, how has there not been a movie about this? Called Dance Central, whatever. Fortunately, a kind man that they were chatting with before the chaos began had fought his way into the crowd to save her. As she was hoisted over the crowd, she was missing a shoe and a sock. And in the end, Alicia got her game, but it cost her a trip to the hospital. Or in 2013, a 23-year-old shopper was arrested in a New Jersey Walmart. New Jersey police were already in the middle of handling an altercation in the infant section of the store. I guess the cops were like, we were already dealing with something in the baby aisle of the store when we got word of something new. When two women were arguing, leading one of them to spit on the other child. God, people are gross, dude. As this took place, they overheard a man yelling and cursing nearby. This man was Richard Ramos, who was arguing with another shopper over a discounted television and became belligerent. How the f do you go from spitting to a child and some guy's just like, "It's my TV!" A manager called the police officers over to help, who tried to calmly escorting him out. And on the way, he suddenly yanked one of the officer's t-shirts. The police eventually had to pepper spray him before arresting him. He was charged with aggravated assault. Oh God, child spit and TVs, man.
I want to know what happened with the mothers.
Probably just let her off. They're like, just wipe the spit off and just fucking shake hands and be done with it. My God. Or in 2016, a shirtless man was found whipping shoppers with his belt. Get away from me. Whoosh, whoosh. In Vancouver, Adidas was selling a special limited edition shoe at a special discount on Black Friday. People crowded around the store, and over time, people started to get riled up, leading to fights breaking out amongst the sneakerheads. One man decided to take off his shirt and use his belt as a whip to attack random people. And then, according to a teenager at the event, quote, "Out of nowhere, some guy came behind and just started choking him."
He's like running around with his belt, like swinging it at people, and then like out of nowhere, some guy came behind and like jumped on his back and just started choking him.
Another teen in the group said his friend's brother was injured amongst the chaos, having to rush to the hospital to get a wound stapled shut, a gash.
Our friend's brother went to the hospital.
Oh, okay. Is he okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
Ultimately, the store had to respond by shutting down the sale before opening the store. Instead, they gave them away in a raffle, later to avoid further violence. It was outside a guy whipping, and he was just like, he's like, "I'm getting it first, motherfucker!" Just a full-on brawl for some Adidas, dude.
Are they some Yeezys?
Well, if they're Yeezys, that's even worse now. In 2017, a man shattered his hip during a Black Friday brawl. Amongst crazy shoppers at Kmart. Was Kmart still around in 2017? What? An altercation began between two people fighting over an electronic item. A video was uploaded to social media showing a man being brutally shoved into a shelf, shattering his hip. Roll the clip. This is just chaos, dude. It feels even worse that it's a fucking Kmart, dude. It's like, how do they stumble across this like mythological place where they can get these deals? And lastly, in 2018, a shooting took place on Black Friday in the middle of a North Carolina mall. Shots were fired between two groups of people that knew each other, according to the police. The altercation ended up injuring 3 people, one of the victims including a 10-year-old child who was hit by a ricochet shot. That's so unfortunate. Only one adult victim was in critical condition. An employee at a nearby store reported, quote, "They were screaming, everyone was trampling, someone even trampled on the floor, so we had to help them and pick them up." It's like, wow, what a hero. The store was placed on lockdown, but they were only able to put one person in custody. The rest fled the scene. My God, we need a palate cleanser of a video. Oh God, what is there to even take away from this video? If there's anything to take away from this video, it's that Black Friday now, at least, I think is in a much better spot. It's a lot more boring. Hearing this back, I'm disgusted because I remember a year or two ago, I was like, I miss whenever Black Friday had that energy. You would go to a store and you'd almost look for that confrontation. You would almost look for that fight because it was just like, it was an event. It was like going to a wrestling match or something like that. Even just people watching and the chaos of just these random items, and then you yourself had a little treasure map of deals that you wanted to get. It was an exciting time. But after reading all of this, I don't want to go back. I think this is, it hurt my stomach, it hurt my heart a lot to do this. So maybe the boring, mundane nature of the stores now, and how even it's almost an obsolete holiday with Amazon and Cyber Monday and all these online sales, it's kind of a thing of the past. If there's one thing that will survive in this country, it's Black Friday. And for some odd reason, I feel like we're not out of the storm. Somehow, some way, a Black Friday riot, fight, stabbing, shooting will happen again. And all I have to say is be careful on Black Fridays because you never know who's shopping right beside you. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Safe shopping. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Everyone take one TV at a time, that's it. Otherwise none of you are going to get TVs, we'll just close it down.
For what?